Good morning. I'm Amy Dalrymple. My pronouns are she and her. I'm a member of this congregation and also a worship associate here at the Unitarian Universalist Area Church at First Parish in Sherburne. Let's begin our sacred worship service by taking a deep breath in and letting it out. Welcome to this house of worship. May you feel welcome here and be held in the presence of the holy. May you find nourishment here to fill your deepest hungers. May you feel the warmth of this community surrounding you, holding you, healing you. May you reflect on the mystery that surrounds us and share blessings for the great mystery that lies ahead. The worship space created here is sacred. Let us see the sacred in each other. We are a community, a human family, worn and broken and healing and hoping. Bring all that you are and all that you love and rest a while. May we find peace in our presence here together. Welcome.
Good morning. My name is Stasia Kranz. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm your Faith Formation and Youth Ministry Coordinator. First, let's go ahead and greet our folks online to that camera in the corner. Hello, our online friends. If you don't know, we have tons of people who join us every week online, and they are very much part of this community. For our online friends, please use the welcome form link at the top of the page to let us know you were here. For us in person, we want to let you know that the prayer cards and candles are over here to my left and your right. And for signing up for chalice lighting and flowers, that is now online. It is a website called Sign Up Genius, and we'd love for you to use it. And you can find the link in your weekly newsletter. If you are new today, we would love to stay in touch, and thank you so much for visiting us today. You can fill out a blue connection card. Yes, our friends are holding them up for you, and that is how we get to know who you are. We have some announcements for you today. The first is that we have an amazing workshop with a talented child psychologist called Dorothy Richardson, and it is managing challenging behaviors with children and youth. So the Faith Formation team very excitedly invites you to this workshop. Teachers are highly encouraged to attend, but all who would benefit are welcome. This is going to be a really great workshop. Lunch and childcare for those under 12 are provided. Please RSVP via the form in the newsletter. We are all learning how to best support our children in this congregation, so please help us do this together. On March 28th, Saturday at 6 p.m., do you know what it is? The auction, Bids, Bites, and Brews. Do you like abundant snacks, friendship, and the chance to outbid your fellow congregants for amazing items like vacations and dinners? I think you do. So please purchase your tickets in advance. Thank you so much to those who have already brought your donations for City Reach. Please continue to bring donations to the Olympia Brown Room, which if you don't know what room that is, it has a sign that says City Reach donations on it, and we will collect until March 15th. A full list of items that we're collecting can be found in your newsletter and also at coffee hour. And now my friend Karen Barton is going to make an announcement.
Good morning. I'm Karen Barton. My pronouns are she, her. I am a member of the Stewardship Committee, and I'm here this morning to remind you that pledging season is underway. Hopefully you received an envelope from us in your mailbox, the old-fashioned mailbox this week. And just a reminder that our congregation is self-supporting, meaning that everything we provide to ourselves, we do as a community with no outside support. Our annual fund is our most important effort, funding salaries, insurance, and all the other mundane but vital things that allow our congregation to function. Please make it your top pledging priority. We have also kicked off our Building Equity campaign, which is a separate capital campaign. It carries a longer time horizon, the goal of continuing our work of providing access to our space for all people while maintaining a fiscally solid foundation that will preserve this place for future generations. Both campaigns have enjoyed an early response, and we are thankful for many gifts of different sizes. This is the capital campaign so far, just to let you know how we're going. And I think the next slide has our progress on the annual campaign. So that's a very healthy start, and we really appreciate it. Finally, I'd like to draw your attention to the design on the wall on my left and let you know that each of the colorful hearts on the petals represents an annual fund pledge. Each spark, you notice there's little gold sparks in there, each spark represents a Building Equity capital campaign pledge. So supporting the church with financial resources is one of the ways we express our values, and each pledge contributes to the vibrancy of the whole. So if you have questions, look for someone wearing one of these buttons. We're here to help. Thank you.
And now it is time for the Sunday Spotlight. Every week we highlight a simple, easy way that you can share your love in the world in alignment with one of our 6 Unitarian Universalist shared values. This week we are highlighting the value of generosity, where we cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. And we are celebrating International Women's Day. Woo! So we are asking you to honor International Women's Day, which is so important to all of us, by bringing to mind a woman who you want to honor, who models strength and kindness, who taught you those values, and who helped you stay in the light. Please thank her in words or ritual. And finally, please greet each other, especially someone you don't know yet.
I'm Frank Clarkson. My pronouns are he, him. So delighted to be your sabbatical minister. Our opening words this morning are from David White, a poem he wrote about traveling with a group of pilgrims and arriving at the place they'd headed out. But I invite you also to hear these words as applying to us arriving here this morning from wherever you came, and those of you here via the internet, this applying to you, of course, as well, all of us crossing over the threshold into this time for worship. We stop to say a simple word of thanks. Like a promise to understanding, like an intuition long held. That it stood always at the end of the long road we took together. As if to welcome us, as if to teach and hold us in this time now. To understand at last how close the threshold is. That takes us, like a blessing, from a world we think we know, and turns our face to wonder, and turns our face to wonder. I invite you to rise in body or spirit and join in singing There's a River Flowing in My Soul, number 1007 in the Teal hymnal.
Please remain standing for our chalice lighting. Can Rosie Fisklemets please come up to the front? She's got it. The flaming chalice is a symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. That light of life, that flame within, that is within us all. Please join me now in saying our covenant. Love is the spirit of this church, and service is its law. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth and love, and to help one another.
Let songs of hope and faith
Please be seated.
Well, good morning, everybody. My name is Deb Weiner. I am your Transitional Director of Faith Formation, and I'm very glad to see you all. It's been a while. And my pronouns are she, her, and hers. And I have a feeling that there are some things in that wonder box, and I'm wondering, first of all, if any of you would like to come up here and hang out with me. Come on up. And even if you're a grown-up person and you like hanging out up front, that is totally allowed. So come on in. And there you are. Let's get everybody up here. Now, you know, this month we're going to be talking about how we repair things, how things get broken, and then we kind of respond to them. And so I think that we might want to open that box. Yes, you are right here. I think so. Let's check it out. What do we got? You got to turn around and announce them. I've got a microphone.
An egg.
Eggs. Do you notice anything? Are there cracks in the eggs?
There are cracks and the yolk is out.
Yeah, it's true. Okay, now turn around again and reach in and tell me what else is in there.
A Band-Aid box.
Band-Aid box. Okay. Now what else?
It's ripped open.
Yes, it is ripped open. It's very observant. Okay, and what else?
I don't exactly know what.
Oh, well, I think that's some tape. Tape to put things together. Okay, and is there anything else? I bet you don't know what that is either, do you? It's an ace bandage. So who's had an ace bandage on before? Helps us sometimes if we have a hurty, right? Okay, stick that back in. Now, what do you think this is all about, all this stuff? Anybody got an idea? What do you think? What's it about?
The egg is about cooking.
True.
The Band-Aid is about getting hurt.
Yes, getting hurt.
It's about breaking.
Breaking.
And the big Band-Aid is for getting hurt.
Or helping you when you get hurt, right? Okay, you did such a great job. Everybody, a little applause for my assistant. Have a seat. And now we are going to find out how all these things fit together, because our story is called After the Fall. And who is it about? Oh my gosh, how many people know the story of Humpty Dumpty, who sat on a wall and had a great fall? That's right. All right, have a seat. Let's see what we can find out about Humpty Dumpty. I think I'm going to walk over here so I can just keep an eye on those pictures a little bit. So this is the story of how Humpty Dumpty got back up again, which is something that we all need to do. Give me 1 second to start the story and I'll come right to you. So it starts out, my name is Humpty Dumpty. This was my favorite spot, high up on the wall. I know it's an odd place for an egg to be, but I loved being close to the birds. And then one day, I fell. I'm sort of anxious about that, but I'm also famous for that part of the story. Folks called it the Great Fall, which sounds a little bit grand. It was just an accident, but it changed my life. All right, now, I saw Elias with a hand up. Let me just find out. Elias.
Nothing ever says that Humpty Dumpty is an egg.
Well, you know, what I would say is that in today's story, he is. Okay, so let's go with it. How's that? And then we could have a discussion about what else he might be later. Okay, thank you for that. So he fell. In this story, he was an egg and he fell. Well, fortunately, all the king's men managed to put me back together again, maybe with some of that tape or that ace bandage or the Band-Aids, who knows? Right. I mean, he was lying on the floor. Well, they put most of him back together. There were some parts that couldn't be healed with bandages and glue. And after that day, I became afraid of heights, as our next picture will show us. Yes, I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past the wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. It was not a good idea. I really missed the birds, and I missed being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents could happen. Well, I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. Looks different from the ground, doesn't it? It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. And then one day, an idea flew by. I thought about making paper airplanes. Making planes was harder than I thought. It was easy to get cuts and scratches. Good thing we have Band-Aids. But day after day, I kept trying and trying until I got it just right. Let's see what happened. Oh my gosh, look what happened. My plane was perfect, and it flew like nothing could stop it. I hadn't felt that happy for a long time. It wasn't the same as being up in the sky with the birds, but it was close enough. Unfortunately, accidents happen. The plane. What happened to the plane? Uh-oh. It fell into the wall. Accidents do happen. How many people have had an accident? Any kind. Look at all of you. Oh my gosh. Accidents do happen. I looked up at the wall and I almost walked away again. But then I thought about all the time that I had spent working on that plane and all the other things that I had missed. And I decided that I was going to climb the wall. But the higher I got, the more nervous I felt. I didn't want to admit it. I was terrified. Is there anybody else who's scared of heights? I am. Not my fave. Well, Humpty Dumpty was doing it. I didn't look up. I didn't look down. I was so scared that it kept me from enjoying some of my favorite things. I walked past that wall every day, and I would think about climbing that ladder again. I really missed the birds and being high above the city, but I could never do it because I knew that accidents can happen. Well, as I watched my paper airplane, which I think we'll see in the next slide, I eventually settled for watching the birds from the ground. It wasn't the same, but it was better than nothing. And then one day an idea flew by. Making planes was harder than I thought. Did I really? Yes, I did. Thank you, Elias. Everybody needs a prompter. I've got one right here who's helping me out. So he's thinking about how nervous he got and how scared he is and how he didn't look up or down, and he kept climbing one step at a time until he was no longer afraid, to prove to himself that he could do it. Now, maybe you won't think of me as an egg who was famous for falling or getting cracked like those eggs are. Maybe you will think of me differently because I was able to get up and try something else. Hopefully, you will remember me as the famous egg who got up and learned how to fly, which is what we all want to do every now and then. All right. And now it is time for our children and youth to leave for their morning programs as we join in singing that we are so glad you're here.
Let's enter now our time for centering, for simply opening our hearts to the wonder and the mystery of life. Let's breathe in and breathe out and give ourselves to these moments of prayer and silence and stillness. As we join in singing together. Many of us, I wonder if all of us, are holding in our hearts and carrying prayers for those we love and for our world, and also, of course, prayers of gratitude and joy. Thanks to those of you who filled out cards this morning. I invite you to stand if you wish when your prayer is read so others may connect with you later. We begin with these prayers for our loved ones. From Sean Lessard, a prayer for dear friend Miriam, with lots of difficult decisions to be made surrounding a frightening new medical issue. And prayer from Nancy Owens for her Uncle Charles, who asked for prayers as he moves into long-term care. And a prayer for Jazz as she navigates her recent diagnosis of functional neurological disorder. Carly, will you light a candle for our prayers for those we love? And I invite you to name from where you are aloud those loved ones you are holding in your heart and prayers this day. And now prayers for our world. I would lift up especially the people of Iran and throughout the Middle East. Carly, will you light a candle for our world? I invite you to give voice to your prayers for our world. For those serving in our armed forces, for all those in harm's way, civilians alike with others who are soldiers. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed a prayer for a loved one. Kayana, as today is her due date and her first pregnancy. May he arrive safe and she have a healthy birth. Prayers at that tender time. Finally, your prayers of thanksgiving. These beautiful flowers brought by Aaron Collier in thanksgiving and in honor of our sabbatical minister, Frank. Oh. Thank you, dear Aaron. Also from Amy Quigley, thanksgiving that her daughter is inspecting a house with her boyfriend that he put an offer on. We need as much joy and reason for thanks as we can find, don't we? So please, if you're so moved, name aloud what you're grateful for and what you're joyful about in these days. Oh, sorry. And we've been praying all along, but in whatever way is your way, will you continue in prayer with me? Hear our prayers, mysterious one, for those we love and for those in need, for our world. Hear also our prayers of gratitude and joy. In these days when so much seems to be broken, help us, dear God, to see the things that are whole still, and the things that are holy still, as well as all that is being mended. We give thanks for caregivers and caretakers and menders of what has been broken, and those who got up this morning to go to work, or those who worked the night shift last night, all those unsung heroes helping make ours a better and more beautiful world. We give thanks for those we love and ask that we remember to tell them we love them, as the song goes, to shower the people we love with love and show them the way that we feel, trusting that things are going to be much better if we only will. O great and fathomless mystery that some of us call God, be with us in this hour and in this day. Be especially with those who are in harm's way, so many places around our world, including in our own nation. Be with those who are hungry and those who are homeless. Be with those who are anxious or afraid. Be with those who are worried about their future or the future of one they love. Help us to remember that we are part of a great and abiding love, that we are connected more than we always believe, that in the end to trust that all will be well. Now and forever. Amen.
Our reading today is from the German psychotherapist and Zen master Karlfried Graf Durkheim. The person who, being truly on the way, falls upon hard times in the world will not, as a consequence, turn to that friend who offers refuge and comfort and encourages one's old self to survive. Rather, she will seek out someone who will faithfully help her to risk himself so that she may endure the suffering and pass courageously through it, thus making of it a raft that leads to the far shore. Only to the extent that a person exposes themselves willingly over and over again to the risks and hazards of life can that which is indestructible arise within them. In this lies the dignity of daring.
So every week we collect an offering and we give it away to support an organization that lives out our values of love and service, justice and peace. And it is pledge season, so I should say that it is because of your pledges that we are able to give 100% of our weekly offerings away. So thank you. And this week we are collecting an offering for the Malala Fund. The Malala Fund makes it possible for more girls to attend 12 years of school in their own communities. The Malala Fund brings together girls and governments, activists and educators, parents and community leaders to give young women a chance to learn, to grow, and to make a difference in our world. The QR code will be up front and in your pews, and baskets will be coming around. Thank you for your generosity.
Thank you, guys. I'm so grateful to be your sabbatical minister for these 3 months. So glad to get to be here with you, and hope that I will be useful to you good people while your Reverend Nathan, my dear friend, is away taking his well-deserved Sabbath time, which will be good for him, and I hope and trust will be good for you all too. I already know that I'm really going to enjoy being here with you. I love being in church on Sunday morning, in worship, and also afterwards, connecting and having coffee. And I can't believe that already next Sunday is Pie Sunday. And you're having this, you didn't know this, but you're having it because I love pie almost more than anything. So thank you for that gift. But I do have to confess to you that when I first saw that this month's worship theme was discomfort, my heart sank. Because I like being comfortable. My wife Tracy and I just got back from a trip to Florida. We got out of here just before the blizzard. So who am I to preach to you about discomfort? Well, we each know something about pain and suffering and loss, don't we? Life offers opportunities every day for some kind of discomfort. The problem is, we live in a time and in a culture that tells us in 1,000 different ways that we can and should get out of our discomfort. Am I right? You deserve that silky smooth chocolate bar. You deserve that new car or that trip to the tropics, don't you? So treat yourself. What we have to sell you can help you forget your discomfort, at least for a little while. The problem is that we have been taught that comfort is the norm, and that comfort is the goal, the way life should be. So we resist discomfort, and we forget that so much that is good in life is only accessible via the way of struggle, pain, and suffering. Please hear me. I'm not trying to glorify pain or suffering. No. I'm just saying that we avoid discomfort at our own peril. We've had a real winter this year, haven't we? And for some of us, maybe more than others, it's been a real pain. And for many of us, our bodies, particularly as any of us get older, can provide plenty of opportunities for discomfort. But I would imagine many of us also, our jobs can sometimes provide opportunities for discomforts, or our relationships. I know you're thinking of somebody right now, right? And for anyone who cares about justice and goodness, kindness and mercy, these are hard times that we are living in and have been living in. So it's okay and it's even good to find ways to take refuge and to seek out some comfort, to know how to self-soothe and how to ask for help. Blessed are they who offer comfort to those who need it. And blessed are they who know how to receive it. But when a desire for comfort starts to keep you from doing what's good and right, from living your life fully or from following your own calling, then that has become a problem. And it seems to be, I think, the water we're swimming in these days. You know already, don't you, that the road of struggle and hardship and pain, though we may not want to get on it, often leads to where we are meant to go and to what is valuable and good. Sometimes it's only when life gets tough that we start to see through our illusions and take a harder look at how things actually are. People with addictions often have to hit rock bottom before they can then start that good but uphill climb that recovery requires. Most people, I don't think, go into therapy for fun. Do you? Oftentimes, it gets to the point where we just can't stand the pain, right? There's got to be a way out of this. And if you're a therapist, you may know that you may have experienced that people come and actually think just walking through the door, like, take away my pain. And any therapist would tell you, no, that's your work to do. I will companion you in it and maybe hold your feet to the fire sometimes. The way out is through. I didn't jump for joy when at midlife I sensed this nagging call that wouldn't go away to go into the ministry. Neither did my wife jump for joy. She'll tell you that. We had a good life, in many ways, a comfortable life. And all of a sudden, because of this call I sensed, it seemed like everything was up for grabs and uncertain. One day I told my minister that this idea of just going off to theological school felt to me, I had this image. It was like wandering into a dark wood. I told him this, and I was afraid that I was going to get lost in there and maybe was going to lose myself and maybe I was going to lose my family. I had no idea in that moment how much I was going to love it. Let's hear again those words from Durkheim. The person who, being truly on the way, falls upon hard times in the world will not, as a consequence, turn to that friend who offers refuge and comfort and encourages one's old self to survive. Rather, she will seek out someone who will faithfully and inexorably help her to risk herself so that she may endure the suffering and pass courageously through it, thus making of it a raft that leads to the far shore. Only to the extent that she exposes herself willingly over and over again to the risks and hazards of life can that which is indestructible arise within her, within any of us. In this lies the dignity of daring. Isn't this why you come to church? To find companions for the journey and some strength for the struggle, to be seen and to see others in our blessed and very imperfect wholeness. To be part of a community that encourages you to become more fully yourself, who you were born to be, and to spend your life on what matters. I followed my spouse to a UU church 35-something years ago, and found what at first seems like a more comfortable tradition in its easygoing, non-doctrinaire way. I just didn't know how it was going to turn my life upside down. I felt there a permission to explore spiritual and theological questions that I had never felt in a faith tradition before, and I'm ever grateful for that. And this search led me to places I did not plan to go. Places of struggle and of growth, of connections and blessings that I could have never imagined. I count you among those blessings now. Louis Beals Fisher was a Universalist minister of the late 19th and early 20th century. And he said, Universalists are often asked where they stand. The only true answer to give to this question is we do not stand at all. We move. The church is meant to be a people on the move, isn't it? On the way together. And from what I know of you already, this is who you already are, and also who you are trying to be. So today I want to offer you a little encouragement toward the discomfort that change and growth always brings. There must be some things that happen here, at least some of the time, that make you wince or squirm or maybe roll your eyes. Maybe not. But if it does, that's good. It's good to get mad at your preacher sometimes. Nathan will love that I said that. It's good to walk out of the church a little perturbed sometimes, right? I'm not sure I'm the best person for that, but we'll see. We'll see. In the Gospel according to Mark, the earliest of the 4 written accounts of Jesus' life and ministry, the word way appears a number of times. Sometimes it describes a physical path or road, like they were on the way to the villages of Caesarea Philippi. But other times, and sometimes it's not clear what it means. It could be, I want to do the etymology alert, but I'm not an etymologist, so I don't think I value, not like your minister. But other times it means a way of life or a way of discipleship. The disciples in the story, most of the story, they think that Jesus is going to bring them fame and fortune by just following him. But he disabuses them of that notion, saying, "For whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for me and for the gospel will save it." Or, in a more modern translation, don't run from suffering. Embrace it. Follow me and I will show you how. Self-help is no help at all. Self-sacrifice is the way, my way, to saving yourself, your true self. What good would it do to get everything you want and lose you, the real you? What could you ever trade your soul for? Of course, the church has often interpreted Jesus' words about suffering and sacrifice in ways more harmful than helpful, glorifying suffering rather than acknowledging it's just part of the cost of being human. But I don't think that's what Jesus was saying. He's the prophet and teacher who said, "I came that you might have life and have it more abundantly." And have it more abundantly. Which is not that different from what Durkheim, the Zen master, said. He also said, related to the words we heard this morning, that the aim of practice is not to develop an attitude which allows one to acquire a state of harmony and peace wherein nothing can ever trouble us. On the contrary, practice should teach us to let go our futile hankering after harmony, surcease from pain and a comfortable life, in order that we may discover in facing the perils of life that which awaits us beyond the world of opposites. How many of you in your sitting practice? I have one, but I'm usually looking to breathe and calm down and let things go. But Durkheim is saying we should also welcome things that scare us and that perturb us and sit with those things too and have the courage to meditate on those things. We have a longtime friend from church who's a poet and spiritual director and just a wonderful human being. She once told us about her own midlife struggle of going through some big changes before any of this new vocation became real. How at one point in the journey she felt lost and hopeless, that she was never going to find what she was seeking. That it seemed so out of reach to her in her moments of despair that she started to think maybe it's not even there. Taking a walk one day with her husband, she told him how she was feeling. And he responded this way. He said to her, "I can see where you're going and all the effort you're making to get there. It's like you're in a rowboat and you're out on the ocean and you're rowing toward an island that's just over the horizon. So you can't see it. You want to trust that it's there, but the journey is so hard right now for you. You might not be able to see it," he said, "but I can see it. I can see where you're going. You're headed in the right direction. You just need to have faith and keep on rowing." What if we could see our discomfort and our struggles not as impediments or something to be avoided, but like a raft or a rowboat that is actually helping to carry us toward that far shore? What if we lean into our discomfort and lean on those oars and just keep on rowing? Just keep on rowing. Isn't this what it means to be a person of faith? Our eyes and our hearts ever looking toward that far shore, even when it's beyond our sight, seeking that better world, that promised land that the prophets always call us toward, where love and goodness and justice and wholeness prevail. Let this be our prayer, and let it be our song, "Come and go with me to that land where we all are bound. Let us be on the way together." Amen. So you might know what we're going to sing. It's "Come and Go With Me," 1018 if you're using the hymnal. Let's lift our voices and invite you to rise as you're able as we sing. got to reflect to you all, you are a great singing congregation. Do you know that about yourselves? Not every congregation is. So keep bringing it on. It's another blessing of here already for me and for each other, I think. So, we're supposed to do our call to ministry. Will you join me in our call to ministry? We go forth into the world in peace to act with works of love, to affirm each person's dignity, and to cherish the living earth. Don't hurry out of here. Come by and say hello. Let's go downstairs, and there's coffee, I hear. Say hi to someone you haven't met. Thank you for being part of this community. And now, as we end our hour of worship, let there be a light that shines in our hearts. It's there. Let us be able to feel it. And may it burn so brightly that it sends us out to do the work we have been given to do. To love one another, to serve those in need, to build the common good. So together we renew the face of this good earth. Amen.